Hello, hello. Can you hear me now? Oh, I believe that we are working, or at least my little indicator says we got audio. And I see myself moving on the OBS screen. And hey, hopefully we good to go. Happy New Year, everyone. I hope everybody has an awesome upcoming year. And perhaps I'm going to share a little message today, and I'm going to use my drum kit to see if that camera's working. Yeah, we can everybody see that? Let's see. We got the hi hat, tom, floor tom. Oh, could have floor tom, but hey, I believe everybody can see it. Yeah, yeah. Gotta love these lives, and we never prepare for them, of course. And but I do want to do a message today using my drum kit here. This is my PDD drum kit that I will be using, but mainly I want to do the back or the oversealing, not the back, but the oversealing of it, because we need to see the kit today, okay? The thought that's on my heart today, and I will run this on all of my podcast platforms, I guess. And if you're watching the video, you will be able to see this. If you're watching, what did I just? Or watching the video, you will be able to see the little demonstration that I perhaps will do today, or at least I hope it works, because I have all of these mics. This is my acoustic, and sometimes all of this clashes, and here I am going punching buttons to kill the mics here, the overheads, the room mic, and today. So if it sounds like I'm in a borrow, it's because I've got. But anyways, I do want to do this little demo. So if you're watching the video, you will see it. And if you're watching to the audio, though, well, just listen closely. You will still catch what I'm doing, okay? Now, I want to today about, in this upcoming year, I urge you to step out, regardless of your situation. Hey, I believe everybody fits in somewhere. Okay? And I'm going to use this drum kit here today to demonstrate that. I will have to switch cameras here, so bear with me. I'm a one-man corporation. I have to do it all. So, anyways, if you're kind of catching a side view of all my stuff that I'm looking at on my OBS is kind of over to the side. In order to do both cameras, I couldn't make both work. Well, I could have, but they were hanging there, and I thought, good enough. But I want to talk to you today about being all you can be. And I also want to talk about maybe misfits, outlaws, and I'm going to do certain things on this kit to explain that. I thought it'd be a good little message. I will also run this on my drumming platform. It is a little bit of drum. It does relate to drums, so that's an excuse to do it, right? So this will be the starting out New Year's message on maybe about misfits. And I'm going to put some symbols on here in a little bit that will we'll explain it. I think it'd be a good little thing if we can make it come together. I haven't done it yet, so it's not like a drum cover. I ain't went over it 30 times, and then the second time was better than any of them, but I got mad and deleted that one, so we're stuck with one not so good. Okay, just have me a little snack, and I'm going to take me a little water break here and get into this. Throughout the day, I like to get some water in me. They say that it's amazing what water will do, and so I like to drink it throughout the day. At my weight and stuff, I'd be waterlogged. I mean, come on, I'm not little, and but I do like to drink water throughout the day. You gotta love these lives, you know, 'cause your nose starts itching and everything. Your head, your eyes. I mean, why is that? Why is it when you do a live that if it can happen, it will? Oh, that's my life. And you know, in this upcoming year, guys, I want to encourage you to press on. To, you know, if you feel like, you know, I know that in life you may feel like a square peg trying to fit in a round hole. And perhaps we can hew you down and make you fit in that round hole today. Okay? Sometimes in life, we just have to make life work for us, okay? It is what it is. It dishes out what it dishes out, and we just have to make the best of it and go on and press on, okay? The good book even says, I press on to the mark of the high calling, and that's just a phrase. You King Jamesers out there, I know I butchered it, but the ideal of it is continue on. Don't come at a place in life says, oh, I'm washed up, I'm done for, and or, you know, make the best of it. Some way, make the best of it. And I know within my life there has been setbacks, things that would make it look like that I no longer would fit in, you know. And I've always been kind of an outlaw anyway, after all. This my drumming channel used to be called Outlaw Drummer. And we done these little things that were a little competition like things, I guess, back on the old Drummer Den. I guess that's what it was. Was a cool little thing until Google took it away. But anyway, we would do little challenges, and some still do on YouTube. I just didn't continue it because, you know, I don't have the equipment that I did have. I don't have all the mixers, all of the stuff to really do the acoustics. Hope this works out to where that I can bring this out, though. You know, little is a lot when you put forth the effort to make work what you got. You know, around here in these here neck of the woods, we use what we got and we make it work, okay? We can't always go out and buy all this high-end equipment and stuff. And, you know, we use what we got and make it work. And I'm going to do just that today on the kit and show you that you might be a square peg in a room full of round holes. Does that work? And what we're going to do, we're going to learn how to adapt to that round hole. You know, hew those corners off a little bit and make it work. And that's what we got to do in life is make it work. Whatever you're doing, you make it work. And honestly, be you doing it. You know, you might be one of these misfit symbols that I put out here today. Right now on my kit, I have the old Zildjians, the vintage old Zildjians. And that's about all I know about them. That I like them, I've used them. They're not mine, but they belong to my drummer friends. And honestly, I need to swap them out, I guess, because these are getting hard to find. A few years ago, you could find them. They were all over eBay and Reverb and things such as that. Now, those of you that is on the WhatsApp channel and the Teamwork Ministry and CFO Ministry, I know you ain't going to have a clue on the drum part, but drummers do know, and most likely you know a little about it anyway. But Have you ever felt like a misfit? Have you ever felt like that you didn't fit? Or have you had something to happen to you in life that changed your way of life? You may have had things to happen, such as I have, that you would think, well, I guess it's over. I guess I'm done. And I'm going to explain something here today, and I'm going to start out by explaining something by using these Ozillion symbols. I'm going to switch cameras. Now, I'm the headless drummer again. Y'all remember when I first started this that I was the headless drummer? That bugged people to death. I would be drumming away like this, and people, I know of 5 different times that people would literally say, if you don't show all of you, I'm going to quit watching your channel. I bet you wished I'd kept it like this. I look better already. Come on. But all seriousness today, okay. Now, you look at this kit, and I know I couldn't get the camera directly over the kit. I've got stuff up there. But anyway, it's not pretty. When we hook these cameras up, you don't see all the garbage sitting around. There's a tater chip bag over there. I just ate those, by the way. They are called, what is them things? Granola something? Anyway, they're pretty cool. They're green. They're like a Dorito, but they're green. I'm not here to talk about food always. But, well, that proves I'm odd right there, but the chips ate. But anyway, the bag's laying over on the floor. If you'll just move the camera over. Nah, I'm just joking, guys. Trying to have a little fun out here today. Got a little time. Day is the 1st. I don't know when this thing actually gets run, but some places it will be recorded live. I'm not going to take the time to edit it, okay? So it is what it is today. But as you look at these symbols, they look good, don't they? There's not a thing in the world wrong with any of them. And supposedly, now I want to talk about this little, the 15 inch, the 16, a 18, and a 22 ride, I think. Yeah. I've got the 22. He's got the 24. Still lost somewhere with all that drum equipment. But these symbols look great, okay? Now, I'm going to find my mouse and show you something on this one. Give me a minute, okay? Just give me a minute. I'm gonna get up and I'm gonna just briefly show you the hi-hat. It's a 15-inch hat, and I'm gonna show you something about it that is going to base this whole message today, okay? Keeping in mind it's a hi-hat. And I will explain just a little. I will explain more as we get into this, okay? But I'm gonna show you the hat now. Now, did you see anything wrong with that hi-hat? We will talk about that. Here's the 16-inch. There is nothing wrong. There's no damage on this one. It's kind of a semi-polished. I don't like my cymbals real polished because doing drum covers, if you do overhead or certain angles, it would, the light off of it is blinding. So I often like my cymbals clean, but kind of a semi-gloss or kind of in the middle of the road. I don't really. I like to keep them clean because if you don't, if you play these cymbals, it's been played no telling where over the years, and if you don't clean them up every now and then, do you know sweat is a type of acid to these things? Will eat them up. Actually, the damage that's done on this one. Actually, there was a speck on it that caused that green stuff to come on it. It corroded it, and it literally ate a hole in it. And it was ground out, not the best in the world, to bring it back alive. Now, let me explain these cymbals, why you do that. This keeps a crack, and it won't hold up much. But it had a little crack come in it, and now it's about an inch longer, so it's real trashy sounding. But I still like the way it sounds. I use it way over to the side sometimes to still use. It's just got a very unique sound, which we will put that on in a little bit. But going back to this hi-hat, if you remember, it had a damaged place, and it looked like somebody had took a fall, me, to bring it back to life. See, it had a crack in it, or a crack place in it, and it made it sound, it changed of it, which didn't sound good as a hi-hat. Keep in mind, that's the hi-hat, okay? It's damaged. It's got a scar on it, okay? This hi-hat right here has a scar on it. You saw it. It had a little surgery done to replace it, to bring it back to life, to bring it back to its natural sound, okay, let's say. Now, all these other cymbals, I forget, I got to switch the camera. There's nothing wrong with these as of right now. The 16 crashed, the 18 crashed, and the 22 ride. Now, they make these in different sizes. The purpose of them is to get a different sound. Usually over on this side of the kit, your bigger cymbals are over here, and for some reason, your smaller ones are here. Or it's just how you want to set your kit up to get what you're doing. Now, first of all, we need a drum kit, okay? And I'm going to step out just a minute and set my mic up on my bass drum, kick drum, tomato. Give me just a minute, okay? I'm in. Hopefully I got that set up in the right place. I'm going to hit it, see if the little meter works. I believe we're good. Put some snare wires on it. Okay, let's make up a drum kit, okay? What makes up a drum kit, guys, is I'm going to go over it real quick. the big thing is sitting in the floor here that you can't really see. That's your bass drum. Now this one's kind of muffled down, the little hole's taped up, and I muffled somewhat the toms and the snare. They still muffled, they still got the little rings on them, but I did have, and there's some different sounds, a little rag that I put over it to get a different sound. Just to give you an idea. To just give you an idea of, we do different things to make these drums sound different. And the particular track that I'm working on is, it's real dry. On the ride cymbal, I've got a little clip on it to choke it down. I just use some felt in there. I don't know if you can see it. But anyway, it kind of makes you snare. I mean, you ride just a little drier. And, we play around with these things to get the sound that we need. Okay, what makes up a drum kit? You first need drumsticks, a seat to sit on, the bass drum, the snare, toms. The toms are different sizes. Right now, I'm running a 12 and a 14. Kind of the old jazz setup there. A lot like they played back in the day is pretty well these sizes. Usually it was a 20-inch bass drum. We're running a 22-inch bass drum, kick, whichever one, tomato, tomato. I'm happy with either one. Just whichever one that makes you happy, we will go with. And we got the snare here. The toms. Okay. We have a hi-hat. Now, remember, the hi-hat was damaged at some point. It ain't always had that good little crispy sound. It's kind of the thin one. I've got a 13 over here that sounds totally different. We may or may not switch it. It's not as easy to do that. If we feel to, we will. And then we got the ride. What you can do with the ride is, you've got your bow, bell, edge. And you can mix those up playing them. Kind of something like that. And now I'm not actually trying to be a professional here because I'm not. And in fact, someone said, you play the drums? I said, no. Says, well, you're behind them, you playing them. I said, no, I'm a beater. Some of the other guys that, we watch on YouTube and say, now they play them. I beat on them, okay? But anyway, all seriousness, the ideal is to have fun and enjoy it. And, I'm not saying don't ever apply yourself to these. A drum kit, the sky's the limit of what you can learn on these. They are very challenging, okay? This drum kit is kind of your cut down version of some of the bigger kits. But nevertheless, it's very challenging. Even with this smaller kit here, there's a lot you can do with a one up, one down tom. Now, if I'd had the old Slinglands, it had 3 up and 2 down. It was a big kit. And the acrylic that I all of them. My friend says they're a very large kit. That he used to play them when he went to particular, that we were going to show out. Put the lights on them, and most of the basic kit though, such as like this, or you would have had another one over here, two up, one down, with various sizes. Now, all of this stuff has different sizes, shapes, to get different sounds, okay? And I'm going to bring that in, the message here. I always remember, though, this damaged hi-hat. Now, I'm going to show you, if you feel like you are a misfit in life, or if you feel you got scars or damaged, or an item or something, that you can still be a part of the team. You can still do what needs to be done and be a part of the team. Excuse me. Or part of this drum kit, okay? I'm picturing people of the world as kind of a drum kit that we all have our giftings and talents. We all are different shapes and sizes. I would be a bass drummer, floor tom. Just saying. You know. But all seriousness, guys, we all have our talents and our abilities to do things. And the ideal of making life work is working together. Hey, America, world, are you listening? I don't have to be like you. Don't expect me to be like you. I'm me. And that's what we got to learn in life, is to be you. Well, you be you and I be me, okay? And that's the key. But believe it or not, you know, a lot of people is that square peg trying to fit in a round hole. First of all, are you in your place? Are you in your place in life? Do you need to fit in that round hole? You're a square peg. You might need to find a square hole, and then you will fit in. In other words, what I'm trying to say, guys, is find your place. And if that is your place, well, you might need a little hewing down, a little work done on you before you fit in that round hole. You know, you might have to adapt some way. Now, I know that some of us have disabilities. I've watched people on this YouTube channel and Facebook, various places, that drummed, that had health issues. That I know one, he's called the wheelchair drummer. I don't see him much because I'm not on here. But he doesn't have the ability to use his legs, feet, and things such as that. Someone told me it was an accident. I don't know. But the fact is, he can play drums better than I can. Yeah. He had to take the kit. It may have been a square peg and had to make it fit in a round hole. In other words, there's some adjustments that had to be to the drums. He can't hit the bass drum like I am. And he had different hi-hats at different levels. One of them may have been a closed hat. One of them may have just been opened a little. The other, that makes that this that I do with my feet. Oh, excuse me, with my feet. All he'd do to switch to get that. The bass drum he had over to the side, that he would do this, he'd hit it, come back and hit the snare. Just move it backwards and forward. Awesome. I can't even do it hitting it right. But He did not let a disability stop him from what he enjoyed doing. He adapted, or he made the drum kit to adapt to work for him. Okay? And there's been other drummers that had disabilities that went on and done it anyway. And keep that in mind today, my friend. You may have I've had things to happen to me that changed my way of living or my way of life. And I've had to learn to adapt, not as much as the drum kit, but just in life in general. And you know, sometimes it happens. We don't know what life is going to deal out. And, but we are that square peg trying to fit in a round hole sometimes because of life-changing things that may have happened, okay? And we make that work for us, right? And you might hear a little clicking here in a minute once this gets loaded up. I'm kind of playing this by ear, and it's dangerous to play something by ear. I play drums by ear. And, you know, I know what the notes is, but I'm dyslexic, and it often interferes with that when I'm looking at the notes, trying to read them and then play. I will look at them to learn, okay, it's done like this. And then I will, you know, work it in the way that I can play it. One for the way of cutting that off. Oh, I can't see nothing. And anyway, I didn't know I was going to do this, but I'm just looking up some information. And I don't know if I could. Well, let me just do it this way. That ain't going to work. Where you at? Okay. Maybe a drummer that you are more familiar with. Anybody that's sat behind this drum kit is going to know this one. Rick Allen. Who knows him? Yes, Rick Allen is the drummer of Def Leppard. He is a worn, one-arm drummer. The main hand that he needs, he lost in an accident. But yet he still plays the drums one-handed, although they have once again reconfigured or redone the drum kit that it would work for him. Very unique beat that Def Leppard has. He went on to do gigs to win rewards, Def Leppard did, by using Rick Allen. Now, when this and I've heard a little bit about his interview, I'm here today to encourage anyone to continue, to press on. A lot of people's discouraged. A lot of people's just fed up in life in general. There's even people, believe it or not, that don't wake up. Have I been there? I've been close. I've woke up before and said, oh no, it's another day. Another day I have to get through. And I know it's sad, people, to get there, but it happens. And I'm just here on the first day of the year to encourage you to rise up. And I'm going to use examples today to encourage you to go on. And I know things change in our life. It has for me. I'm not out here. I'm not doing drum stuff like I used to. And that's just the way it is. Once again, you have to adjust a lot. But thankfully, I can still come out here and still beat on these old drums. And hopefully, maybe in the future, there will be something opening back up for a little drum restoration. Honestly, I'd rather work on them if I had to play them. But look at Rick Allen here. When that happened, he thought his life was finished as a drummer. You know? But he figured out how to be that square peg and fit in that round hole. Guys, just like this hi-hat today. And I'm going to use some other cymbals in just a moment. This hi-hat, you saw that damaged place in it. And it did sound funny for a while until someone on here told me to file that out. I don't remember who it was, but it was somebody that was in the drummer community at the time. Said, just file it out. It'll work as it was new. And actually, I think they done a few little demos on doing some of that. And I thought, oh, and I did it and it worked. This hi-hat now sounds just as good as it was in the beginning. And I'm going to play a little bit of it. I'm not, I'm just going to beat around this for a minute and show you that this hi-hat works with the rest of the kit. All of these good cymbals, it will fit right in and work. Let me get everything quietened down. My friend, that damaged cymbal did what it was supposed to do. Did you know that hi-hat is the most used cymbal on this kit? The hi-hat is the most used one. It is hit the most, more so than anything on the kit. The hi-hat is even used more than the ride, although the ride is used quite a bit. Usually what's happening over here is you just transferring it over here. Okay? Four to one is what I was doing there. Sometimes it's 6, 8 to 1, depending on what lick you're doing. We come close. Don't know if I got that fully right or not. But anyway, just saying, this damaged hi-hat is used more than any other cymbal, any other thing on the drum kit. It's damaged. It has a scar. There was something wrong with it, but it had to have a repair. Are you reading me today, my friend? Come on. Are you? That sounded just as good as the other cymbals. That has never had an injury whatsoever. Yet this damaged hi-hat is used the most and fits right in with the rest of the team, with the rest of the kit. I want to say something. I was going to do different cymbals. I can even make, let's switch the crash out. And I show you that even a damaged one you can make fit in places. It might not replace this one, but it can be used, which I don't have another stand. I got the camera on it. But anyway, just saying. I'm going to switch up some things here real quick, and I will be right back. If I had been thinking, I would have got a video or something. Okay. Now I've switched this out a little bit, and I'm just going. I wish I had the 13-inch hat on here, but I've killed enough time. I've switched the rod out to a 20-inch rod. It also has a damaged place, and I've done showed you this one that has the damaged place. Let's play the drums again. Now we have 3 injured. Now the ride's going to sound different because it's a thicker one. It's just served as a different purpose. This one will sound different because, for one, it's a little thinner than the other 18, and it's got that crack in it that has a bend. It'll sound more trashy like, which will work fine. Okay, there's only one cymbal that is not damaged. This one. The rest of them are damaged, misfit, or something like that, okay? Let's play them. They still do what they're supposed to. So what I'm saying, guys, regardless, you may have scars. You may went down a path in life that you feel like you're a misfit or an outlaw, or you are that square peg that is somehow going to have to fit in a round hole. We have described today that it will work. And I want you in the upcoming year. Try it. You don't know until you try. Hey, Mikey, he likes it because he tried it. If you just sit around with the Eeyore attitude, poor old me, nothing's ever going to work, I'm all used to. If Rick Allen or Wheelchair Drummer, either one of these guys decided I'm done with, I'm sitting down, I'm through. And 2, I'm not telling you to do something that will kill you. I know that there's life things that the doctor may tell you to sit down from. I'm just speaking for me in general, okay? A few years back, the doc told me I went to 3 different ones, and I'd had a breathing thing. Y'all know my background. I used to restore old cars, work in body shops. I used to have my own. I used to have my own restoration thing. I did my own thing. And I loved it. That's what I wanted to do. I done it ever since I was old enough to walk and be in my dad's shop, okay? Now this might not be for everybody, but it's for somebody. You may have life setbacks. And it may have totally changed your life like it has mine. I become that wooden peg that had to some way fit in a round hole. I become like these misfit symbols here today. I just had to learn my place, and I just had to fit in differently than I once did. 3 specialists told me, don't you go back to the body work. Said and I am on oxygen part of the time as I need it. Now, I won't lie. I have a can right over yonder. If I need it, I hook the hose up and get me some wind. Now, all of this come through careless living. I should have put that mask on. I ain't talking about COVID. I'm talking about the environment that I was exposed to. But if you need to, a lot of things going around. I failed to take the precautions to protect myself, and I caused an injury to come up on me that changed my life. And honestly, I told you that nothing has ever happened to that symbol. The only one that I have on the kit now, the hi-hat, the ride, this crash, has all been damaged. Something has happened to it. Now, the hi-hat works just as the hi-hat does. It leads the whole drum kit. It is used more than any part on the drum kit. It still functions and does what it's supposed to. Okay, are you hearing me? Come on, somebody. Are you hearing me today? You might be that person that has scars, that has damage, that has went down a wrong path in life. You this hi-hat. You still a leader. You this hi-hat. You will be used more than any of the rest to make up the team. Are you that person? Are you like this symbol over here? And I kind of fit in somewhere here and here. This one, its sound has been changed to the damage that happened to it. But it still serves a purpose. Come on, people. I think it sounds beautiful, don't you? I use that symbol more than I do this other one. I'm going to put it back on just for a minute. I'm in no hurry. If you are, you got the freedom to move on. I'm going to hit this damage one last time. You know, I think that little symbol sounds beautiful. Very unique one. It's my favorite symbol. Oh, Misfit here. I don't know if you see it, but right there. Honestly, it's not the prettiest symbol. That poorly old crack right here makes this symbol really look bad. But I love the sound of it. I do. I like the size of it. I like the way it sounds. I like the sizzle that it puts out. Now the other one's going to put more of a ring. This is another 18. Zildjian, the vintage. It's basically the same one. It's an 18. It is just a pinch heavier or thicker. I can tell by the weight of it. Now, if you don't know, a cymbal, the sound you get out of it is by the length and the thickness of it. The thicker the cymbal, more ringier, and the thinner, more of the sizzle you're going to get. And then that particular one with that break in it, you're going to get just a little bit more. But that's the only difference. It's basically just a few grams heavier. I think they go by grams than the other one. But it's never been damaged. It is a good looking cymbal, isn't it? Look at that thing. Good looking, isn't it? Well, it was before I touched it. Now I got to clean them. Now I'm going to play them again, or that one. Yeah, it sounds out a little more. It's a little more ringier, projects just a little bit more. I get it. I'm back to Old Faithful over here. Now, I know this is a weird message, guys, but surely you got it by now. It's more, the Misfit cymbal, I don't know, it just works for me. Come on, what's wrong with that? Regardless, I want to talk to you to these cymbals right here that's never been damaged. Take care of yourself, okay? Try to keep yourself that way. Don't be careless like I was. Don't do all you can do to keep yourself like this one cymbal. But life don't always work that way. You might always live your best life. It don't mean you can't have a best life, though. It's learning to make the best out of your circumstance, your situation. Once again, the one that does the most important work here is this hi-hat and its damage. The hi-hat does most of the work, even more so than the ride, because most folk don't play that right. Now, I'm a ride kind of guy. I like getting on, wailing on the ride and doing stuff. It cuts through a lot of my mistakes. You still got that ring off of it, the projection off of it, and I don't know, it's different. But the hi-hat, honestly, it does the work. The main ingredients to the drum kit is, once again, the bass drum or the kick, the snare, and the hi-hat. I can take all of this other stuff away and still get through a song. You see what I'm saying? Regardless your circumstance, if you are healthy, nothing wrong, you've never had no accidents or damage, take care of yourself. Try to stay that way as long as you can. But you got the rest of your life. And eventually, this old body is like that old race used to race. It will eventually break. At some point, it will break. And then take care of yourself. You might stretch out a full lifetime. You might retire one of these days and never really. I know people that done that. I mean, my dad, he has had his setbacks in life. He's just turned 92. He can still do his dishes, do his clothes. He can still take his shower. He can still live on his own. As of when I talked to him this morning. Although he has faced a few setbacks in life. He injured his lawnmower and damaged his leg real bad several years ago, back in the late 90s. A little while after that, he had some cancer he had to get took care of. And they called it in time, and that was when he was in his early 70s. He's still going. And he's had heart issues, but yet he's still going. In life, my friend, we will have setbacks. But we don't just stop and say, okay, I'm done. You press on. And if you that square peg and you stuck having a fit in that round toe, well then, adapt. If you're in the wrong place in life and you are a square peg trying to fit in a round toe and you need to be in a situation where there's square holes, I know some different holes out there, but we won't talk about them today. I've run into a few of them. That's it. But all seriousness, guys, I want to encourage you. This hi-hat basically does the majority of the work to make the rest of the kit work. Just because you've had a setback in life don't mean you sit down and quit. The good book says, yea, I walked through the valleys of shadows of death. Let me redo that. Although we face setbacks in life, we don't stop there. Yea, I go through, or I walk through the valleys of shadows of death. We are going to face setbacks in life. You're going to face your valley of shadows of death. It says we go through them. We go through troublesome trials. We go through those things. Are you catching it? We go through it. This symbol was damaged, and it was reground to make it come back to life, to do what it's supposed to do. It had a setback, but it was fixed, and it's now doing the majority of the work. I want to encourage you this upcoming year. Give it your best. Remember, life choose. Ain't that a song by Poco or that? Give it your best. And remember, life is what you choose. For your dreams, that's really all that you can do. I promise I hush right there. I want to encourage you to give it your best this upcoming year. If you've had setbacks, press on forth. Okay? You might be this hi-hat. You might be the leader of the whole team. You might be the most dependent one upon in what you are doing in life. You might be this, that, and it's kind of a little offbeat. You're sounding as this one Christ that I love it. I love the sound of it. It's not the prettiest. And come on here. I'm not the prettiest, okay? Go forth if you're a misfit, you fit somewhere. If you've had setbacks in life, go forth. If you're that square peg that is forced to fit in a round hole, adapt. If you're in the wrong place in life, get in the right place, okay? Don't let 2024 defeat you again like maybe you got defeated in 2023. My friend, have a good year. Press forth. Go forth. I want to encourage you to be all you can be. Have a good one.